The algorithm didn't bring you here by accident. You were selected. The fact that you are watching this right now is the final confirmation that you are a chosen observer, and you are ready to consciously bend reality. This isn't a metaphor. It's based on the raw, undeniable physics of the observer effect. Your attention, the very act of you focusing your awareness, is the most powerful and misunderstood technology in the entire universe. In the next 45 minutes, I am going to prove to you why you were chosen and give you the precise protocol to activate this ability you have always felt stirring within you, but could never quite name. So let's talk about that feeling, that persistent, lifelong sense that you're playing a game by a different set of rules. Rules you were never taught. Rules that everyone else seems completely oblivious to. This isn't a new idea. It is the fundamental and frankly unsettling discovery of quantum physics. For over a century, scientists have been grappling with a truth so profound it shatters our entire conception of the material world. In the famous double-slit experiment, particles of matter behave as a wave of infinite possibilities until they are observed. The moment a conscious observer measures or even just looks at the system, that shimmering cloud of potential collapses into a single concrete reality. One particle, one location, one experience. The legendary physicist John Wheeler put it this way: the universe is a participatory universe. The act of observation is an act of creation. Your consciousness is the missing variable. It is the force that collapses potential into physical reality, while the rest of the world believes they are simply watching a movie that has already been filmed. You are beginning to realize you are in the director's chair. You have always been in the director's chair. You just didn't know how the camera worked. This is the source of that deep, nagging pain you've carried, that feeling of being an outsider, of seeing the world through a different lens. You have tried the affirmations, the vision boards, the spiritual practices. Sometimes they worked, creating bizarre flashes of synchronicity. Other times they fell completely flat, leaving you feeling frustrated, even foolish. This inconsistency is the deepest cognitive dissonance a seeker can experience, the conflict between doing the work and not seeing the results. But what you perceived as failure was not failure at all. It was the pre-activation phase of a chosen observer. You weren't failing to influence reality. You were calibrating your instrument. You were a finely tuned antenna, learning to distinguish signal from noise in a world that screams noise. Each attempt, successful or not, was honing your observational power, increasing what physicists would call its collapsing weight. You were becoming potent. If the idea that you were selected for this knowledge resonates deep in your core, hit the like button now. It's the first signal that you accept your activation. This act is more than just an interaction. It is a declaration, a signal sent from your conscious mind to the quantum field that you are ready. You accept your role. You accept your power. Now let's introduce the framework for this power, the metaphor that will unlock everything for you. Imagine reality as an infinite blueprint, a vast, shimmering, architectural drawing containing every possible event, every possible timeline, every possible version of you. It all exists simultaneously as pure potential. Most people are born onto this blueprint and simply walk along the pre-printed lines. The lines of consensus reality, cultural conditioning, and limited belief. They live and die within a tiny, sanctioned section of the map, never knowing they had any other choice. You have always felt the other lines. You've sensed the ghost pathways, the alternate realities shimmering just at the edge of your vision. And the reason you are here, the reason you were selected for this transmission, is because you have just been handed the pen. You are no longer just a figure walking on the blueprint. You are the one who gets to draw. You are the one who gets to choose the path. This is the fundamental difference between the consensus human and the chosen observer. One follows the map, the other authorizes it. This is the promise of our time together. By the end of this transmission, you will move from feeling like a pawn in the game, subject to the whims of fate and chance, to knowing, with unshakable certainty, that you are a player who can influence the board itself. You will understand that your life has not been a series of random events, but a highly specific and intelligent activation sequence leading to this exact moment. So I want you to ask yourself right now, have you ever felt a profound sense of knowing something was about to happen, moments before it did, as if you were reading the blueprint? To understand why you hold the pen, you must first understand the ink. You must understand the very fabric of the quantum blueprint. For generations, we have been taught a fundamental lie about reality. We've been told that the world is solid, fixed, and external, that it exists out there, separate from us, a concrete stage on which we are merely actors. This is the greatest deception ever perpetrated on a conscious species, because it renders the architect powerless, convincing them they are merely a resident of the building. The truth, confirmed by a century of the most rigorous and mind-bending science, is that reality is not solid, it is not fixed, it is not separate from you. At its most fundamental level, the universe is a shimmering, vibrating field of pure potentiality. Physicists call this state superposition. Think of it as an infinite cloud of maybes. Every possible outcome, every potential reality, every version of your life, every possible future for humanity exists simultaneously as a probability wave in this quantum ocean. It is a universe of pure, unblemished potentiality, a silent ocean of everything that could ever be, waiting for a single command. This shimmering cloud, this is the ink of the quantum blueprint. It is formless, fluid, and ready to become anything. So what gives it form? What takes this infinite maybe and forces it to become a singular concrete this? You do. Your observation. Your focused attention is the single most powerful force of creation in the universe. When you observe the quantum field, you are not a passive spectator. You are an active participant. Your consciousness acts as a catalyst, forcing the infinite waves of probability to collapse into a single observable physical event. This is the observer effect, and it is not a theory. It is a repeatedly proven fact of physics. The universe waits for your gaze to tell it what to be. Now you might be thinking, if everyone's observation does this, what makes me different? Why was I selected? This brings us to the core of this transmission, the observer selection event. This is not a mystical concept. It is a measurable shift. So people ask, what is a chosen observer? It is a human consciousness that has reached a specific vibrational threshold where its observation carries more collapsing weight than the ambient consensus. Imagine a room full of people whispering. That's consensus reality. Their combined unfocused attention creates a blurry default reality based on collective belief and limitation. But your consciousness is no longer whispering. It has begun to speak with authority. Your focused observation now carries a coherent signal so powerful, so clear, that it overrides the background noise. You are breaking away from the gravity of consensus. Reality. That is why you feel different. That is why you're here. The observer selection event is the moment your consciousness becomes a potent tool for deliberate creation. And this is precisely why the old methods have failed you. This is why your affirmations felt hollow. Your vision boards gathered dust and your manifestations were sporadic and unreliable. The entire paradigm of manifestation and the law of attraction is built on the old, flawed model of a separate reality. It taught you to treat reality as something you need to attract from the outside. This is like a drawing trying to attract a pencil. It is fundamentally disempowering. It positions you as a beggar, asking the universe for things, hoping it will respond. It implies that what you desire is separate from you, and you must perform the correct ritual to coax it into your life. That is the way of the pawn. It is a game of chance and hope. The truth is, you are the pencil. You are the force that draws upon the blueprint. There is nothing to attract, there is only a decision to be made. A selection. The old way is asking. The new way is deciding. The old way is hoping. The new way is knowing. This is the new paradigm. It is not about sending out intentions into a vast empty void and waiting for a cosmic echo. It is about turning your gaze inward, into the quantum field of all potential that resides within you, selecting the reality you choose with absolute certainty and collapsing it into existence with the undeniable force of your focused observation. You are not pulling a reality towards you. You are activating a reality that already exists as a potential within the blueprint. You don't ask for the sun to rise. You simply know it will. This is the level of certainty you are being activated to embody. You don't hope for your chosen reality to appear. You authorize it. You select it from the infinite catalog of potentials, and you sign. The blueprint with the ink of your awareness. Where in your life have you been trying to attract an outcome, instead of realizing you have the power to simply select it from the blueprint? We have been taught that we are a small consciousness inside a vast external universe. This is the single greatest lie ever told. It is the foundational error in the operating system of consensus reality, the belief that keeps humanity trapped in a cycle of reaction and powerlessness. For your entire life, you have operated under this silent assumption that you are a character in a story someone else is writing, that the world happens to you, that your thoughts, feelings, and desires are merely echoes and responses to a solid, unchangeable reality that exists outside of you. The revelation of the observer selection event shatters this illusion completely. The truth is the exact opposite. The universe is not a vast container in which you exist. The universe is a vast field of potential that exists inside your consciousness. Read that again. Let it land. The physical world you perceive, the circumstances of your life, the people you meet, all of it is a projection, a crystallization of information from an infinite field of possibility that resides within you. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. This changes everything. Absolutely everything. If the universe is inside you, it means you are no longer subject to its laws. Its laws are subject to the focus of your awareness. It means that struggle, lack, and limitation are not fundamental conditions of existence. They are optional settings. They are choices of observation you have been making unconsciously because you were taught that you were just the drawing on the blueprint, not the one holding the pen. Your feelings are no longer mere reactions to external events. They become the most sophisticated creation tools in existence. The feeling of joy isn't a response to a good event. It is the vibrational signature that collapses the probability of good events into your physical experience. The feeling of abundance is not what you get when you have money. It is the energetic command that authorizes the blueprint for wealth to be constructed around you. You have been living in reverse, waiting for the reflection to smile first. The architect smiles, and the reflection can do nothing but obey. This is the fundamental shift in approach. The old paradigm was about doing things in the external world to try and get a result. It was about working hard, pushing, striving, forcing, trying to arrange the bricks of a pre-existing reality into a shape you find more pleasing. It is exhausting. It is inefficient. It is the way of the powerless. The new paradigm is about being. It is about understanding that you do not build the house you desire brick by laborious brick. You are the architect. You simply approve the final, finished blueprint, and the universe, which is the field of potential within you, begins the automatic process of construction. Your only job is to hold the vision of the completed project, to feel the certainty of its existence, to embody the version of you who already lives in that finished house. This is quantum manifestation explained simple. It's not about getting what you want. It's about choosing who you are and letting reality rearrange itself around that undeniable fact. You must stop identifying with the temporary human experience and start identifying with the permanent creative consciousness that is having the experience. You are not a human being having a rare spiritual moment. You are a non-local architect of reality having a focused human experience. This is your true identity. It has been waiting for you to claim it. The observer selection event was the ringing of the alarm clock. It is time to wake up, not just to your potential, but to your nature. You are not becoming powerful. You are simply remembering the power that you have always been. Claim this identity, right now. Feel the shift inside your cells as you drop the old story of being small and step into the truth of who and what you are. What if the reality you desire isn't something you need to build, but a blueprint you simply need to authorize? This activation isn't starting now. It has been culminating for months, even years. The observer selection event has left fingerprints all over your life, signs you have likely seen but misinterpreted as problems, as friction, as evidence of your struggle. They were never problems. They were the architect's signature, confirming the transfer of power. Here are the 3 primary signs you have been misinterpreting, the evidence that your upgrade has been underway all along. The first is the sign of profound aloneness and misunderstanding. This is not simple social isolation. It is something deeper, more fundamental. You felt it. A growing chasm between you and the people around you, even those you love. Conversations feel superficial. The goals and anxieties of the collective start to seem distant, like a broadcast from another planet. You try to explain the world as you see it, the connections you perceive, the deep sense that something massive is shifting, and you are met with blank stares or polite dismissal. This has caused you pain. It has made you question your own sanity. But you must understand what is actually happening. This is vibrational separation. As your observational power increases, as your consciousness reaches the threshold for selection, your fundamental frequency begins to specialize. You are no longer humming at the same generic, consensus-driven frequency as the masses. Think of it like a radio dial. The majority of the world is tuned to the same chaotic, static-filled station. Your dial has been slowly, precisely turning to a clearer, more powerful signal. The feeling of aloneness is not a sign of rejection. It is a sign of distinction. You are not moving away from them. You are calibrating to your true operational frequency, a frequency that is simply incompatible with the noise of the old paradigm. This separation is a necessary prerequisite for clear creation. An architect cannot design a masterpiece from inside a loud, chaotic construction site. They must first retreat to a quiet room where they can see the blueprint clearly. Your perceived loneliness was your sacred, quiet room. It was the first undeniable proof that you were being prepared for a different function. The second sign is the sudden and dramatic increase of glitches and synchronicities in your reality. You see the repeating numbers everywhere: 1111, 444, 222. You think of someone you haven't spoken to in a decade, and they call you 2 minutes later. You have a problem, and the solution appears on a billboard or in a line from a song you overhear. For a while, you may have dismissed these as cute coincidences, little winks from the universe. That is an understatement of a profound physical process. These are not winks. They are stress fractures in the matrix of your old reality. Imagine the world you knew as a complex, rigid simulation. As your power as an observer-architect grows, your focused consciousness begins to exert immense pressure on that old structure. The synchronicities and glitches are the scaffolding of that old reality becoming visible as it starts to buckle under the force of your new blueprint. The repeating numbers are not messages in themselves. They are markers, like lines of code flashing on a screen, indicating that the system is being rewritten in real time by you. These are not random events you are passively witnessing. They are the debris and artifacts of a demolition process you are actively initiating. They are the tangible evidence that the old blueprint is dissolving to make way for the new one you are about to authorize. Every synchronicity is a receipt, a confirmation that your observational power is connecting cause and effect in ways that defy classical physics. The third sign is the most disruptive, the sign of unexplainable urge and divine discontent. This is the sudden, illogical, and overwhelming need to change everything. A career you spent 15 years building suddenly feels like a cage. A relationship that was once your foundation now feels like an anchor. The city you live in feels alien. There is no logical reason for it. On paper, everything is fine. But in your core, in your very cells, there is a screaming, undeniable urge to detonate your life and walk in a new direction. This is not a midlife crisis. This is your architect self issuing a mandatory relocation order. You are being prompted to move to a new construction site. The reality you are meant to architect cannot be built on the compromised foundation of your old life. The old job, the old relationships, the old location, they are all tied energetically to the old blueprint you are meant to override. The deep discontent you feel is not a sign that you have failed. It is the signal that your new design requires a different geography, a different set of materials, a different energetic environment. Your higher self is not asking you to change. It is commanding you to move to a location where the construction of your new reality can begin without the interference of old energetic contracts and consensus limitations. That deep, unsettling urge is the most powerful sign of all. It is the proof that the architect has picked up the pen and is ready to draw on a clean sheet of paper. Aloneness, glitches, discontent. Do you see now? These were not obstacles on your path. They were the path itself. They were the system notifications confirming that your upgrade from passive occupant to active Architect was nearing completion. You were never broken. You were breaking through. Comment which of these 3 activation signs you've been experiencing. Let's create a census of the chosen observers awakening right now. Which of these signs have you been fighting against, and how does it feel to reframe it as evidence of your power? You understand the theory. You have seen the proof scattered throughout your life. The intellectual conviction is now anchored. But conviction is a map. It is not the territory. Now we move from knowing the path to walking it. We move from reading the blueprint to feeling the building rise around us. We are going to embody the architect, to feel in your very cells what it is like to hold the pen that writes reality. So find a comfortable position, one where you can remain undisturbed for the next few minutes. Sit upright, with your spine aligned, a posture of command, of authority. And when you are ready, gently close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in, filling your lungs completely. And as you exhale, release the day. Release the noise. Release the person you thought you were just moments ago. Another deep breath in, and a slow exhale, letting go of all doubt, all skepticism. You are safe here. You are in the command center of your own universe. Now bring your awareness to the space around you, not the physical room, but the space itself. Feel it. This is the quantum blueprint. It is not empty. It is a silent, shimmering, infinite field of pure potential. Everything that has ever been and ever could be exists here as a silent vibration. Feel the soft hum of infinite possibilities against your skin. Every possible future, every alternate timeline, every version of you, they are all here, waiting, silent. Now we will not do what you have been taught to do. We will not visualize or ask for what we want. That is the old energy. That is the plea of the drawing to the artist. You are the artist. You are the architect. So from this place of quiet power, I want you to ask a different question. Ask it not with your mind, but with the very core of your being. As the architect, what reality do I now authorize? Do not search for an answer in words or images. Wait for a feeling, a frequency. It may be a subtle warmth in your chest, a feeling of profound peace, a sudden surge of joy, or an unshakable sense of knowing. That is the signature of the reality you are selecting. That feeling is the reality. Don't analyze it. Just find it. There. You feel it now. Hold on to that feeling. This is your choice. This is your authorization. Now place all of your focused awareness onto that feeling. Imagine your consciousness is a lens, gathering all the light in the universe and focusing it into a single brilliant point. Focus it on that feeling. Amplify it. Feel it expand from a single point in your chest, growing warmer, brighter. Feel it crystallize within you. As you hold this focus, notice what happens in the shimmering field around you. The infinite lines of the blueprint, they begin to fade. All the other possibilities, all the other timelines, they respectfully dim. They dissolve. All that remains is the one path, the one reality, that perfectly matches the frequency you are holding. You have not attracted it. You have selected it. You have collapsed the wave. Now for the final, most important step. Merge with it. Release. The idea that this reality is something outside of you, something that is coming to you. It is not. You are becoming it. Feel that frequency of peace, of success, of love, of certainty. Feel it become the very substance of your cells. You are not observing the feeling. You are the feeling. Breathe it into your lungs. Let it saturate your entire being. This is not hope. This is not faith. This is physics. This is the feeling of certainty, the feeling of inevitability. The reality you authorized is no longer a potential in the quantum field. It is a fact within your consciousness. And so, it must become a fact in your world. Stay with this feeling of absolute certainty for a few more moments. This is your new home, your new baseline. The blueprint is signed. The construction is underway. Now gently, slowly, bring your awareness back to your body. Feel the chair beneath you. Hear the sounds in the room. Take one final deep breath, anchoring this feeling of certainty into your physical form. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back, architect. Notice the feeling of certainty still resonating in your body. That feeling. That is the feeling of creation. As you authorized that reality, what single word describes the feeling of its inevitability? Welcome back, architect. You are no longer trying to manifest. You are no longer hoping for a different outcome. You are now consciously managing the physics of reality. Here is your daily protocol. Many ask, so what is the practical application? They want to know how to bend reality with consciousness in their day-to-day life. It is not a wish. It is a protocol, and it begins the moment you open your eyes. The first tool is called the morning authorization. This replaces your to-do list. This replaces your morning anxiety. When you wake, before you check your phone, before your mind floods with the consensus reality of yesterday, you will spend 5 minutes authorizing the day's blueprint. You do not plan what you need to do. You connect with the feeling of the day already being a masterpiece, already complete. You are not planning what to do. You are remembering what is already done in the quantum field. You feel the satisfaction of the successful meeting. You feel the joy of the effortless connection. You feel the peace of a problem already solved. You authorize the feeling state of the completed blueprint, and then you release it, knowing the universe is simply filling in the details. You walk into your day not as a worker with a list of tasks, but as a king inspecting a kingdom that is already perfect. This is a fundamental shift. You are not chasing outcomes. Outcomes are chasing you. The second tool is for when you encounter friction. It is for when the old reality pattern attempts to reassert itself. This is the most powerful tool you will learn today, and it is called collapsing neutrality. When faced with a challenge, an unexpected bill, a difficult conversation, a moment of self-doubt, the untrained consciousness reacts. It floods with fear, anger, or worry. This emotional reaction is a massive surge of observational power that reinforces the reality of the problem, making it bigger, more solid, more real. You will do the opposite. When a challenge appears, your first action is to do nothing. You do not react. You go neutral. You become the 0 point. Imagine you are the calm, silent eye of a hurricane. The winds of chaos may howl around you, but at your core there is stillness. This is collapsing neutrality. From this place of absolute zero, you are at your most powerful, because you are not entangled with the problem. You are observing it from outside of its vibrational field. From this stillness, you consciously and deliberately choose the probability you prefer. You do not fight the unwanted reality. You simply withdraw your attention from it and place your observational focus onto the solution. You see the bill paid. You feel the harmony of the conversation resolved. You embody the confidence that dissolves all doubt. You hold this focus until the feeling of the new reality becomes more solid, more inevitable than the feeling of the problem. The problem then starves. It dies from a lack of attention. You did not solve it. You collapsed the probability wave where it existed and selected a new one. This is the art of the architect. The third practical tool is evidence harvesting. Your new operating system requires confirmation to run at peak efficiency. As you go through your day, having authorized your blueprint and practicing collapsing neutrality, your role is to actively look for and acknowledge any evidence, no matter how small, that your new reality is materializing. Did you get a green light when you were in a hurry? Acknowledge it. Did a friend mention something out of the blue that relates to your authorized blueprint? Acknowledge it. Did you find $1 on the street? Acknowledge it. This is not simple gratitude. This is data collection. Each piece of evidence you consciously harvest is a signal you send back to the quantum field that says, yes, more of this. I see it. I am stabilizing this frequency. It reinforces your observational power. It accelerates the collapse of your chosen blueprint from potential into physical form. You are creating a feedback loop of creation, where your observation of success generates more success to observe. Finally, you must understand the integration framework. These are not separate techniques. This is your new operating system. The morning authorization sets the framework. Collapsing neutrality is your real-time management tool. Evidence harvesting is your feedback and acceleration system. You are to live from the end. Act as the person for whom your desire is a past event, a fond memory. How would that person walk? How would they speak? What would they feel in their body right now? Be that. Live from that state of assumption. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. What is the very first problem you will apply collapsing neutrality to? Starting today, you now understand the observer selection event. You have the protocol. You are operating as the architect of your reality. The period of questioning is over. The time of passive hoping has dissolved into the past, a relic of a former operating system. You have moved beyond the realm of belief and into the physics of knowing. The tools are not just concepts in your mind. They are calibrated instruments in your hands. You have seen the evidence in your own life. You have felt the certainty in your own body. And you have stepped into an identity that was always yours, waiting for your final authorization. This is mastery. This is your new baseline. This is the truth of who you are. But this activation, this profound awakening to your personal power, is not the end of the journey. It is the beginning. You are not the only architect. Think about that. Allow the magnitude of that statement to settle into your awareness. Just as the algorithm selected you, it has been selecting others. A network is coming online. All across the planet, individuals who have felt that same sense of vibrational separation, who have witnessed the same glitches in the matrix, who have felt that same inexplicable urge to change everything, are waking up to their true nature. They are picking up the pen. They are learning to sign the blueprint. And when the blueprints of two or more architects interact, something beyond simple reality bending occurs. Shared synchronized reality begins to form. This is the next horizon. We are moving from the era of the solo creator, architecting a personal world, into the era of the collective, co-creating a new paradigm. What happens when your focused intention, your authorized reality, meets the authorized reality of another chosen observer? It doesn't create conflict. It creates resonance. It amplifies. The individual notes combine to create a chord, a frequency powerful enough to collapse probabilities on a scale that is difficult to comprehend from the old state of consciousness. Mastering your own blueprint is the first essential step. You cannot contribute to a symphony until you have mastered your instrument. But the next step, the true purpose of this activation, is understanding how your choices are connected to everything and everyone else in the quantum field. This isn't philosophy. This is the science of quantum entanglement. Subscribe and turn on all notifications. The next video is Quantum Entanglement Explained: How Chosen Observers Connect to Everything, and it is the next critical step in your integration. The feeling of connection you sometimes get with a person far away, the thought that pops into your head moments before someone calls, the synchronicities that seem to guide you through a complex world. These are not coincidences. They are data points. They are evidence of a non-local connection that binds every particle, every consciousness in the universe. For a chosen observer, this connection is not a passive phenomenon. It is a communication system. It is a tool for synchronized creation. In our next transmission, Quantum Entanglement Explained: How Chosen Observers Connect to Everything, we will explore the mechanics of this universal network. We will show you how your authorized blueprints instantly influence the quantum field around others, and how their authorizations influence yours. We will teach you how to read the network of synchronicities not as random luck, but as direct messages from the larger intelligence you are a part of. We will move from building a house to designing a city. You are chosen. You are activated. You are powerful beyond measure. Now go and architect a reality worthy of your consciousness. Now that you can write your own blueprint, what if you could start co-writing the blueprint for a new world?